Mozambique, big, Mozambique. I'm a points. I'm a points. I'm a points. I'm a points.
Hi friends, I feel like this is the perfect time to do a Mozambique tutorial video. So this guide is more focused on helping you do more damage with the Mozambique. You see, with the anniversary collection event live right now, we have a very special Mozambique challenge where you can get an awesome Mozambique charm that says,
Mozambique here.
as you see, I've already completed the challenge, but for you to complete this, you have to do 3,333 damage with the Mozambique, which is quite a lot of damage on a weapon that a lot of people say is the worst weapon in the game. To be honest, I'm not going to prove you wrong in this video, but what I will do is give you some facts and tips on how you can get better with the Mozambique, and at the very least, you should be able to do 3,333 damage with the Mozambique to get that cool weapon charm by using the tips in this video. I should say we also have the locked and loaded LTM takeover, and in this you land with a Mozambique, so these tips could definitely help you win more games in the new LTM that we have at the moment. And one early tip is, make sure you hot drop in this LTM. Instead of finding loot straight away, use your Mozambique to deal damage. It's a good way to get some early kills, but also help you rack up the damage towards this challenge. Now let's look at some facts about the Mozambique before we talk through some tips. In terms of damage, the Mozambique does 14 leg damage, 15 body damage, and 23 headshot damage per pellet. However, as it fires 3 pellets per shot, that means you can do a total of 42 leg damage, 45 body damage, and 69 headshot damage per shot. Unlike the Mastiff, the bullet cluster is a lot closer together, so you can go for headshots with the Mozambique and still do max damage. We also have 4 shots per mag in the Mozambique, so you can use 1 mag to down anyone up to a purple shield. That is, if you hit all your shots, of course. Sadly, someone with a red shield means you do need to reload. It's impossible to down someone with a red shield on full health with 1 mag with the Mozambique. So in this case, the best thing to do is use cover. As the Mozambique has a fast reload speed, use that cover to reload your weapon, and that should allow you to take someone out fully with the Mozambique. Of course, if you've got hammer points, that will kind of solve this issue, but we'll get into that in one of the tips a bit later on. Continuing on with the facts, the Mozambique is actually the fastest firing shotgun with an RPM of around 180 rounds per minute. But compared to other weapons, of course it's still slow, and that's why you'll want to pick up a shotgun bolt for this weapon. If you didn't know, a purple shotgun bolt can increase the fire rate by 35%. So how can you use the Mozambique more effectively and complete the anniversary damage challenge faster? Here are a few tips or things to think about when you're using the Mozambique yourself. Tip 1. Try to ADS with the Mozambique. The further you get from your target, the wider the hipfire spread. There's also the added benefit of barely any reduction in movement while ADSing with the Mozambique, and that's because it's classed as a pistol. So if you're within punching distance, then sure, hipfire, that's fine, you should hit most of your bullets. But if you're anything further than punching distance, I would strongly recommend ADSing. And one thing to note is that over distances of 38 meters, it's a 1 times headshot multiplier, which means you won't get any benefit from headshots if you're at a distance of greater than 38 meters. Also, the spread is crazy wide the further you get from your target, even if you are ADSing. So there is kind of a limit for which you want to use a Mozambique at, and to be honest, that's the same for pretty much any shotgun. Tip 2. The Mozambique is automatic, so you can hold down the fire trigger and it will still keep firing. I see so many people trying to feather the trigger like a P2020 because they don't realise it's automatic. So you can literally hold down your fire button and it will fire like an automatic weapon. Obviously, just a little bit slower. Tip 3. This one's an obvious one, but don't forget to pick up hammer point rounds. With hammer point rounds, the Mozambique is actually a decent weapon, even to take into the end game, as a second weapon of course. You do extra damage to non-shielded players, in fact, over 2.25 times more damage. You can literally down someone with 1 shot if they don't have any shields and you've got the hammer points on your Mozambique. I'd recommend pairing it with an assault rifle or even an SMG. I find the R99 is actually really effective with the Mozambique. And the reason for this is because you can destroy the shields very quickly with the R99 and then swap to the Mozambique to finish them off in 1 shot. So this can be a really effective combination. It helps you boost your damage with the Mozambique, but it also makes it more effective in the end game. Tip 4. Specifically for completing the challenge about damage, it is all about damage, you see, so don't be afraid to try and hit people from further distances. Yes, you'll hit a lot more of those 15 damage shots rather than a full 3-time pellet shot, but at the same time, those little 15-15 damages that you're constantly doing throughout a game can really boost your damage with the Mozambique, and it will definitely help you complete this challenge a lot faster. In line with this, I would also recommend a 2x scope. It's actually really effective on the Mozambique. It helps you really hit the center of the chest or the head, plus it also helps boost the damage for your challenge because you can hit from further. I also like the digital threat scope. It's a very good scope for the Mozambique, although it is better for close-up fights, so keep a lookout for the 2x or the digital threat. My fifth and final tip: don't spam your shots with the Mozambique. Focus on aim and accuracy to hit your shots. I say this because there are only 4 shots per mag in the Mozambique, and this means you don't want to waste them, otherwise you'll have to reload mid-fight, and that's never really a good choice. So focus on hitting your shots, and you will do more damage with the Mozambique. So that's it, that's my final tip to help you do more damage with the Mozambique. Like I said, the Mozambique probably isn't going to be your first choice weapon, but hopefully with this guide you will get better at using it, perhaps a little bit more effective with the Mozambique, and at the very least deal more damage to help you complete your anniversary damage challenge. Thanks for watching, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and come join our community of friends. I'll catch you later.
Mozambique, Mozambique. I'm a points. I'm a points. I'm a points.